Hey everybody, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hi, this is Jackie from Welcome to the Village. Hey, listen, we got another great podcast for you today with our heart to heart youth in the building, and we're excited. We're excited for this one. This is going to be a great one simply because we got some great kids that are about to speak to our hearts, but we also have some great leaders that's in the building today, some special guests that's in the building today, sitting on the stage, sitting in the audience. We are going up today. These kids better bring the pain with these two, though. They better bring they better bring the pain with them. So I am excited. I'm excited, super excited about these two gentlemen sitting next to me to my left. So everybody, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, but I'm gonna just tell you a quick story about them. You know, my personal relationship with them. Zane in the building. This young man doing his thing, and he is now running for Superior Court judge here in Douglas County, ready to do some amazing things for the people. For the people. So I'm going to let him give you a quick synopsis of who he is. Y'all, amazing young man. Let's go.
Miss Jackie, thank you so much. I just really appreciate the opportunity, y'all, and I appreciate the hospitality
Absolutely.
that y'all have been offering. My name is Zane Hedge, and I'm running to be your next Douglas County Superior Court judge. I like to tell folks that this race is very personal to me because Douglas County is my hometown. You know, I've lived here since I was 13 years old. I graduated from Douglas County High School, and so for me, this is just kind of the next logical step in my lifetime of service, and I just can't wait to get into it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Zane. We appreciate you gracing us with your presence. We appreciate you. I know y'all are on this campaign race and y'all running for your lives right now.
Man. Oh, man.
So I understand it's hectic, it's busy. So we appreciate you just stopping by and speaking to the hearts of our youth. So thank you for that. And last but definitely not least, man, I tell you, I can go on and on and on about this one. Terry Searcy.
Yes, ma'am.
My man, my partner, my friend, my confidant. Like, he has listened to me, you know, shed some tears.
Yep.
He not cussed me out. we all of the good stuff, but amazing man. Always have my back, always have his ear open to listen, but most importantly, I've watched him in this community and the footwork and the people that he helps and supports. He is running for District 2 Commissioner seat. Three. I'm sorry. I know. Three. I'm so used to being
You got a lot going on.
yeah. So District 3 Commissioner, he's running for District 3 Commissioner. So we're going to let Terry give you a quick synopsis of who he is.
I'm Terry Searcy, and I've been in the community for almost 30 years. I'm a retired FBI agent, and I own Studio T. It's on Chapel Hill Road, which is a partnership with Jackie. We do a lot of events together. That's kind of how we got started, but it was another campaign we really met on. But I've been in this community seeing so many things that need to be done. Jackie and I have been doing it from the ground, but now it's time to acquire the power to help people like Jackie to actually change things. So we've been doing it and fighting and struggling uphill.
It's been real.
We've been doing it. We've been swinging fists, but
It's been
guess
real.
what? We didn't have the power.
Right.
We ain't had the power. We
Right.
had friends that was the power.
Yes.
So I'm thinking to myself, like, why not have a real friend that really want to change something?
Absolutely.
So
yes.
That's
yes,
what I
yes.
want to do.
Oh man, I believe it. Y'all, I'm telling you, I know for a fact. So let's get to why we here. To our lovely, beautiful, handsome, all of our youth. Let's get to the good part of why we here for our youth to speak to our hearts. So I'm going to let these wonderful kids introduce themselves and tell us who they are, and then we're going to get started with whatever they have to say to us, whatever questions, anything they want to say to us, and hopefully we can be able to speak to their hearts.
Well, hey y'all, welcome back again. You know, I know y'all missed this beautiful face. Anyway, no y'all, we playing. But anyway, welcome back to the Heart to Heart podcast. We missed y'all, and I know y'all missed us. Cause like, why not? Anyway, no, but it's your girl Miss MC.
It's Brianna.
It's your boy Stevan. What's up?
Oh wait, and we have a newcomer.
It's Amari.
Okay.
Hey, Amari in the building. This young man
Right.
is my grandson. My other one. So this young man, he is this is his first time on the podcast. So y'all, you know, I don't know what he gonna say, but he's a great kid. So anyway, we're gonna shoot it over to you all, and we want to, you know, be able to answer any questions and respond to any concerns or anything that you all might have. So to you all.
Well, my question, I don't know about the rest of them, but my question, on the other hand, is to our Supreme Court judge running. Well, of course, look at that beautiful man. He running, okay? Y'all better vote for him. Not because he got a pretty face, but he running, okay? And pretty smile. But anyway, that's not, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Let's get to the good part.
Okay, right. Sorry, y'all, sorry. Okay, so my question is, how are Supreme Court justices selected?
Superior Court. He's running for Superior Court.
Superior. Right. Well, still, I don't know. Still, sorry.
Well, I can answer both of those questions just in case you're curious. So
Yes,
I am running for
absolutely.
Superior Court, but just for the Supreme Court question, usually they're appointed by the governor. And then after that, then they run for re-election. Most of the time, the justices will retire before their term ends so that the sitting governor can appoint someone. And it's very similar for the Superior Court, too, actually. A lot of the times, first of all, let me say, Superior Court judges have a 4-year term. So every 4 years, they have to run for re-election. But most of the time, you'll find that judges, Superior Court, State Court, most judges are appointed by the governor, either because a previous judge has retired before their term is ended, or maybe they have another opportunity that takes them out of the bench, and so there has to be an appointment. And then the governor will appoint someone. And then what the law says is that they have to essentially serve out the remainder of that term and then run for re-election. Technically, what the Constitution says is when the person who's in the seat retires, or there's an appointment that comes up, and there's an election within 6 months, then that person doesn't have to run for re-election until the following term. So, super fast. As long as there's at least 6 months on the clock, then that means they'll have to run for the re-election during the next term.
Oh, wow, I did not know that. So it's basically like, 4 years, so it's basically like the presidency, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only difference is, of course, you know, the president is controlled by the United States Constitution.
Okay.
And, of course, the Georgia Constitution mirrors a lot of what the federal Constitution says. But the only difference is that the president is term limited to 2 terms. A Superior Court judge can run for as many terms as they're able and as many terms as either their health allows or that the voters allow.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Has anyone ever gotten impeached in the Superior Court?
No, not to my knowledge. So the Superior Court here in Douglas has been pretty stable over the last 4 or 5 decades. It's been run by a certain group of folks.
Same people.
And so, and I have to be very careful because, you know, I'm a candidate, so I'm not allowed to have an opinion.
I'm saying it for you. I'm saying it for you. I'm speaking.
You know, but I want to be transparent with you. And so ordinarily, unless there's just something absolutely egregious, like they're stealing money or, you know, using courthouse or judicial services inappropriately, you know, a judge can essentially stay as long as the voters will vote them to be reelected.
Okay. So I have another question. Follow up on that. Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Follow up on
Go right
that
ahead.
one. So when you get elected,
Thank you so much.
what would you basically do for Douglasville?
Yeah, so there are 2 initiatives that are very important to me, and one of the things I told Ms. Jackie about why I was excited to be on the podcast is because young people are the thing that make my heart turn. You know, that's the thing that I care about most, and so I spend a lot of time mentoring, coaching, and doing some other stuff. But there are 2 things that are really important to me, and they're based on essentially creating better relationships between youth and the governmental institutions. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to create a dedicated internship program for the Superior Court in particular. You know, the DA's office has an internship program. The solicitor's office has one. The clerk's office has one. I'm pretty sure the HR office has one, but the judiciary doesn't. And I think that that's a problem. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I've been really blessed about is in 2010, the chief judge at that time, Bob James, he actually approached me and asked me if I wanted to have a summer internship while I was in between going to my senior year of college. And, you know, I knew I wanted to be a lawyer, so it was a great opportunity for me, and it gave me a really good inside look about what happens. And so that's kind of what informed the decision that I'm making right now to run. The second thing that I want to do, and this is the thing that's near and dear to my heart, is I want to create a law day for elementary and middle school students. And what I mean by that is I just want to do it biannually, once in the springtime, once in the fall, maybe on a Saturday, probably from 8 to 12, I'm thinking. And I would just love it if elementary and middle school kids came to the courthouse. I've already spoken to some of my colleagues about it. You know, we'll have judges there, prosecutors there, defense attorneys there, clerk staff there, law enforcement there, and the kids will be able to hear directly from those folks who represent those institutions. And I really do believe that when you start early and you create those relationships, you can have better relationships as those young folks get a little older. And I think that's incredibly important for keeping the community together.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
for
welcome.
answering my
Yes,
questions.
Lord. He answered some questions, didn't he?
Yes, he
Like
did.
he ran it down, like, and you know, from my personal perspective of who Zane is, it ain't just no spill. It's real talk. You understand? And he just knows how to speak it elegantly.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, so I would like to know, if y'all don't mind for me to be evasive. I know I'm coming to you, Stefan. From Terry. Yes. Terry, I know your district is 3. Your district is 3, because it's already yours, right?
Claim it.
In the name of Jesus,
Done.
it's a wrap.
It is.
We in the building.
That's right.
So, I think everybody in here knows and out there knows that my passion is truly the kids. I serve everybody, as y'all know, but my heart is for the kids. I want to know, in your district, and what will you be able to bring to the table for the young people in your district? I know that you'll be putting laws, you know, voting on different things to come to the district. And we see that all these data centers, we see all this mess, you know, that is coming to, I'm sorry, am I giving,
That gives me heartache.
look, I don't want to, what I don't want to do is, you know, say anything that will mess you all
No,
up.
you okay.
But y'all already know how I am.
I'm good.
So I want to know what, especially in your district, as you know, these different laws come into play in reference to all this stuff that's coming up, that they're trying to build all these data centers, these warehouses, all this stuff that's coming up. Where is it that y'all will put something in place, build something in place for the young people? They have nothing in Douglasville to do. Absolutely nothing. Thunder Zone, and you got to be out of there at a certain time. They kick you out the mall at a certain time. You understand what I'm saying? And my community center building, I can't even get it up and running because I don't have, you know, well, I have asbestos in my building right now. But who can I go to and say, hey, help me with this so I can get this community building open for these young people? What will you put in place, or how? I don't know. I know it's, like I said, it's a lot of different bills that's going to come your way. But what about the young people? What about them?
Well, let me first say, as Jackie knows me, and I might be using the old vernacular or old word, but I always keep it 100.
Absolutely.
So let me tell you something. Your children are not their priority.
I know.
Let's just be 100. They're not your priority. Because whatever is our priority, we do it.
That's right.
They've done nothing for them, and there's nothing on the horizon for them. Let's not pretend. So I'm not that kind of guy. I'm one of them guys that if I lose, I lose. I win, I win. But I'm going to tell the truth because I'm going to sleep good at night.
Right.
So with that being said, your children are not the priority. Your children are really being housed for a prison to pipeline. School, prison, let's just be 100. Because if it wasn't, there will be plenty of things around here for your children to participate in.
Absolutely.
The Economic Development Authority would be centrally focused on that. It's not. They're focused on warehouses. Let's just keep it 100. Let's be real. Every major city has 2 airports. Douglas County sits smack dab in between Hartsfield Jackson and the second airport that's coming out there in Dallas. They've already claimed 40,000 acres. They're clearing off 10,000 acres. The low-cost carrier will be in the suburbs. The high-cost carrier will be inside of the city. They're already upgrading and they're redoing Hartsfield Jackson to the tune of almost $1 billion. Why you think it's getting so pretty? What sits smack dab in the middle is West Georgia. That's why you're getting so many warehouses. That's why you're getting so many things that has nothing to do with you, but those things that do with those two things coming. So if we want to be honest, you're gonna probably, if we don't get a hold of this now, you're gonna look like Fulton Industrial. Everybody doesn't seem to understand this. The state is chopped up before you even get started. The rich boys chop up north, south, east, and west. There's no coincidence that North Georgia is what you call a technology corridor. There's no coincidence, because whoever owned that land over there determined it to be that way. South Georgia, farmland. Farmers, they fight. That's why most of the governors come from the South. They want to stay farmland. You got North, you got South. We all know what they are. We got East and West. We know what they are. West, we're getting warehouses on top of warehouses. You're getting data centers. On Thornton Road, what a lot of people don't understand is the number one thing, there's only 4 of these buildings on the entire planet. And it's a company called SwitchX. It's guarded by armed guards. The walls are over 50 feet thick. If you go on there, they are authorized to shoot you. That is the access to the internet. Here in Douglas County on Thornton Road, we have the fastest internet in the entire South. That was done by design, and it didn't have your children in mind.
So, to the question, what you gonna do?
Well, this is what we're gonna have to do.
Well, yeah.
So let's be honest. Like I said, I always keep it 100. Every commissioner comes in has to have 2 votes to accomplish anything. Right. So this board is probably going to turn over. You're probably going to have 2 or 3 new members on it. A lot of them are tired of the warehouses. They're tired of liquor stores. They're tired of the dollar stores. They're tired of all of that stuff. So we're already talking. I've already talked to a few people about a moratorium on that. I'm a moratorium on apartments, a moratorium on liquor stores, a moratorium on warehouses and all of that stuff. Now, what you have to do is, and what you have to remember is, you're going to have to elect somebody that's willing to stand 10 toes down. If you keep electing the same old people that's offering you the same old problems and the same old answers every 4 years, then you're going to keep getting what you got. But what I'm telling you, what I'm able to do is, number one, we have plenty of people that want to purchase the mall. I want to purchase the mall. And one of the things is that mall is already can be a Top Golf, Main Event. We have to change the way we think about Douglas County. Douglas County is not going to be the technology corridor. But what we can be is the entertainment capital for West Georgia. We could bring people all the way from Alabama. We could put a Top Golf over there, Main Event. We could put all the beautiful things you see in Gwinnett.
Is these things, I'm specifically asking, what can we do? My community center that I'm trying to get, up and running, what can we do that's going to cater solely to our youth?
I know you.
I don't want to hear nothing else about. I mean, not you.
No, I get you.
You know, because
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm gonna tell you why you can't get it.
Why can't we not get something that's geared solely to our youth in order for it to see them, thrive, so they can have that educational piece, that tutoring piece, that resource, that mental health piece, all those things in this one building for our youth. I don't want no grown people in it. I don't want nobody. I want our youth, that to be their headquarters. What are we doing? How can we make this happen? I know in your district, I know you got to have all these votes. I know. But what can you do to even start the process? Bring something to the table and say, hey, this is what we need to be doing for our youth. Zane, all y'all, everybody out in TV land that's running, everybody that's sitting in a seat, what are we going to do about our youth? How are we going to help our youth? Because they're our future.
Can I interject really quick, if you don't mind? So Ms. Jackie, and I feel your passion. Let me tell you, the very first place to start is you have to change people's minds about how important young people and young people places and spaces are. And I'm just gonna
They got children.
I understand. But we come from a society where it's usually, if it's not my problem, then it's not my problem. Let me just say something real quick, and this is a very personal story for me. So when I was 15 years old, in the summertime, you know what we used to do? We used to push our bikes, and what my particular group used to do is we used to go around. I lived in Mirror Lake.
I'm a little older than you. So.
Hey, look. But what we used to do is we used to all get together, especially during the summertime, and we would just go around to all the local basketball courts and just play basketball. I mean, that's just what we did. It was something. It was a great summer activity. So I grew up in Mirror Lake. And the first thing that they did after a couple of summers where it became clear that we were going to be playing basketball there every day, probably from about noon to about 8, they took the goals down and they turned the court into a garden. Now, I don't have to tell you that, number one, most people don't even frequent the garden anyway. But number two, it's because they didn't like the fact that young people were congregating in this particular area. And what I try to explain to folks is, and what's so important for y'all listening at home, is if you don't give young people a place to congregate, then they're going to find something else to do. And not only are they going to find something else to do, but we know, and part of the reason why I'm in this race in the first place is, unfortunately, a lot of times the decision making might be a little compromised. Let's just say it that way. And so, I've been a big proponent of creating those safe spaces where young folks can congregate, because I was that young person. I was the person who said, "Hey, Mom, going to play basketball. Okay, come home before it gets dark." And they knew exactly where I was, and they knew exactly what I was doing. Well, when you don't have those spaces, then what you're going to find is that young folks are going to go and they're going to be pushing their bikes, and people are going to be saying, "Hey, there's some young people just loitering in the street," or "There's some young people just hanging out at the mall, and I don't know what they're doing." Well, the reason you don't know what they're doing is because you haven't created any spaces for them to safely congregate. So I say that we have to start by making sure that folks understand how important it is that our young people have those spaces that are theirs. To the point that you just made, Miss Jackie, that are theirs. Got to have adult supervision, obviously, but they're the spaces where we know that young people are going to go, and we know that young people are going to be safe. And there's absolutely nothing wrong. Some people get uncomfortable when I say this. I'll be the first one to say it. There is nothing wrong with young folks getting a little rambunctious sometimes, and let me tell you why. One of the things that young folks learn in those situations is conflict resolution. One of the things that young folks learn is how to work with people that you never know, that you've never met before, that you don't know, or whatever. I'll never forget how many people we've run into on the basketball court, and it'll get hot on the basketball court. It'll get hot, and then afterwards, after everything's done and everybody's mad and yelling and all that sort of thing, we all dap each other up and say, "All right, we'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna play again tomorrow." So you got to create those spaces, but the way you do that is you start by changing people's mindset. People's mindset right now is, well, my kids are good, so I have nothing to worry about. We got to be willing to look at our neighbor and say, "Hey, what can I do for you?" Or, "Hey, what do you need help with?" And if I have some resource that's available to you, then provide it. The last thing I'll say really quick is this. There is a mantra that I've been able to, that's come up multiple times throughout this campaign, and it's been, if everyone sweeps in front of their house, the whole world will be clean. Sometimes you got to let your neighbor borrow your broom, though, and you got to be okay with that.
Okay.
Listen. I like Zane. I love Zane, and I do. But I speak plain. How long you been working with children?
Shit.
Oh, come on. Now, I know you, so let's talk. How long you been working with
Since
children?
Jesus was a baby.
Right. So you've been doing it now. What's changed in Douglas County in all that time?
Not in 17 years.
So
out
let's
here.
stop pretending.
All right.
Let's stop faking. Let's stop pretending like I've watched you go down to them city councils and bang on the desk, bang on the wall, bang on the doggone county commission and ask for money. How much money you done got?
Not one dime.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'm tired and I'm sick and tired of the pie in the sky promises. So if you ask me what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you I'm going to fight for them.
Come on now. That's
I'm going
what
to
I
fight
wanna
for
hear.
them.
That's
I'm
what
going to
I
fight
wanna
to
hear.
get them the funding that they need. You understand what I'm saying? So we can keep playing this game and let politicians let people come and tell you, oh, man, we're going to do this for you, and then they disappear in 4 years. You've been on the front line 40 years. We done passed enough brooms. No disrespect to him. Conflict resolution, trust me as an FBI agent.
You just said 40 years though, bro.
Trust me as a retired law enforcement officer. Conflict resolution amongst these children are different than conflict resolution when we were young. That is not the same.
Do y'all understand what he's saying when he said conflict resolution?
Yes,
Do
without question. And we talked about this last week. It is a different day and age now. It's a lot of pride. It's a lot of I don't want to be embarrassed. It's a lot of I don't know how to process my emotions. So there is no. Now I'm with you when you say, like, you know, depending on your level of maturity, me and Trick can get into a fight and then be cool tomorrow. Sure. Everybody doesn't have that emotional intelligence, and so for some of these kids, it is I'm gonna fight you. Oh, we fighting now. You done beat me up real good and put me on the internet. So now I gotta get a gun. So it's.
Hey y'all. So I'm sorry, Stefan. Felix is blinking his light. So we're going to take 2 minutes and come back to this because it's important what we're saying. And then we're going to bring on 2 more of our guests after we solve this. Thank you, Stefan. And you can hop right back in on what you were saying. And young people, please jump in so, you know, y'all can get some understanding. I know we've been up here talking a lot, but I definitely want y'all to understand who these 2 gentlemen are and who they will be for you, fighting for you as y'all get older, you know, and able to vote. These 2 gentlemen will be there on the front line fighting for you. So I want y'all to understand that it's not about us and what they sitting over here talking, you know, trying to be political. I want y'all to understand that if they do get the seat and if they don't get the seat, they still gonna be there to help see you win. All right, we'll be right back in 2 minutes. Y'all don't go nowhere. We coming right back.
Hi, I'm Chief Gary Sparks with the Douglasville Police Department. Today we want to give you some safety tips concerning traffic stops. Take a look.
So you look in your rear view mirror and see flashing blue lights. What do? Remain calm. Yield to the right and pull your vehicle over into an off-road area that is safe for both you and the officer. Put your car in park. Remove your foot from the brake and turn the radio off. Remain in your vehicle. Have your driver's license readily available for the officer. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, visible for the officer at all times. If you need to retrieve any items from the interior, explain what you're reaching for to the officer and avoid any sudden movements. Rolling the window down completely establishes a level of trust with the officer and allows for ease of interaction during the routine traffic stop. Be courteous and polite. Be cooperative and willing to follow the officer's instructions. During a routine traffic stop, the officer will return to his vehicle to run the tag and driver's license verification and complete a citation if one is necessary. Once the officer returns and approaches your vehicle, whether or not a citation or warning is issued, please remain calm, courteous, and cooperative. Sign the citation acknowledging you agree to appear in court, and do not dispute the citation with the officer. The officer will give you a court date to explain or defend your infraction.
Okay, ma'am. Like I told you, I did clock you at 51 in a 35 mile per hour speed zone. I did issue a citation, okay? This here is going to be your court date. I just need a signature from you stating that you received a copy of this citation, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Here's your driver license.
Thank you.
Along with a copy of the citation, okay? Do you have any questions or concerns for me?
No, sir.
Okay, well, you have a nice day, okay?
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Following these few simple steps will help ensure a safe interaction for both you and the officer.
I hope these few tips help you as it relates to dealing with law enforcement and traffic stops. Not only in traffic stops, but in all encounters with law enforcement. We hope that all our encounters are safe for the citizens as well as for our officers. Again, we want you to be safe, and if you have any problems with the Douglasville Police Department, don't hesitate to give us a call and make your concerns known. I would add that Georgia is a right to carry state, and we hope that if you are carrying, that on these traffic stops and all encounters, please let the officer know that you are carrying. This will ensure your safety and our officers' safety. Thank you, may God bless you, and may God keep our community safe. We are one.
Hey, yeah, we back. That was yeah, we had a lot going on. That was some good stuff, some good information. So we're back. We're going to, I think we left off with Stefan asking a question or making a statement. I don't know. Let's go.
Yeah, we were just kind of talking about conflict resolution. And let me just say this, I appreciate the efforts that you guys are putting towards the youth to even be thoughtful of them. A lot of work that I do, I'm like in the schools, so I speak to students across the nation. And for me, what I've seen work is more mindset. I'm not a huge fan of going to the government and again, I'm only 24, so what all do I know? But I'm not a huge fan of like you said, the pie in the sky. Like I'm like, listen, let's build our own table, right? Like. We can wait on them all day, every day, and all that's cool, or we can find out how to make it happen for ourselves, right? And I think that's one of the biggest things that are going to be able to enhance the community is when, as a collective, we just come together and we be like, man, listen, bump what they talking about. Let's just make it happen for ourselves.
It's difficult. It's difficult when you're in a city where everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. And it's this cliquish type of thing, and nobody we like crabs in a bucket. Nobody wants to see us win. Nobody wants to come together and do things as a collective. I watched 13 book bag giveaways last year, 13 within the span of a couple of days. Wow. And I'm asking, hey y'all, let's get together and just do one big one. Everybody wants their photo op. Everybody wants, oh, I did this on my own, or I did this and this. Nobody wants to come together and collaborate and come together and be as one for our youth. I've been out here doing this a long time, and everybody know me. Like, working with Chief, working with all these people. You think that anybody has ever said, let me pour into you?
Yeah.
Let me help you get this done so I can bring in this, a 7,000 square foot building. How many of y'all can come and bring, add to what we already was, establishing? No, nobody wants to do that. So I get that you're saying, let's build come together and do, but when are we going to do that? Because it's important.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. So I guess my question would be, why is it like that? And this goes beyond politics. This goes beyond the youth. This is a personal issue where people are wanting to do stuff to be seen rather than wanting to do something because it's just the right thing to do.
Answer, Terry. I want him
All right, I'm going to tell you the truth. And like I told you, I'm always going to tell you the truth.
Keep it 100.
So, this is one of our issues, man. We have politicians that want photo ops. We have politicians that when they get elected, they've already thought about that next position where they going. I'm gonna give you a simple, quick lesson real quick in economics. Douglas County has the highest tax digest in the entire South. So we should be getting $20-30 million in tax money from Google, from SwitchX, from Microsoft, all those companies that are here. Well, we give what we call corporate welfare away. We give them 30-year tax abatements. So that means they don't have to pay taxes for 30 years. All you get is what you call pilot taxes. So instead of getting $15 million a year from them, we get $100,000 a year. And guess who pays for that? You do. That's why your taxes are going up. Now, that's Economic 101. Economic 102 is this. Our problem as, let me rein that in. One of our things that we do as African Americans, we have been taught not to be together. So let me tell you, as a politician, my thing is, and they hate me when I say this, we don't know how to create black wealth. So your biggest investment in your life is going to be your home, the home purchase. Now, as a politician, my job is to take that home that you paid $100,000 for and make it be worth $500,000. Right. So you can pass to your child $400,000 when you leave. That's creating generational wealth.
Yes.
We all want to run around and do this and do that and buy this and buy that and buy clothes, buy cars, buy this, buy that. But our number one investment that the average person is ever going to make, your biggest purchase, is a home.
Yes.
And I can leave my child if I, as a politician, put the right things around you to make your home attractive. Don't tell me it can't be done, because in Smyrna Viners and in Gwinnett and Cobb, every house is worth $650. What's the difference for us? It's our leaders that are putting warehouses, liquor stores, dollar stores. And guess what? The white people didn't do it. When the black people got elected, it happened at a rate of 60%. So let's stop playing.
Yeah.
We're killing ourselves.
Yep.
So it ain't the white man holding you back from wealth. It ain't the white man locking you up. Because if you wasn't out there selling weed, you would never be in trouble.
I'm glad you said that, because I really believe as a people, and I know this ain't where the podcast is supposed to be going, but I do believe as a people there's a level of accountability. Now, I almost look at it like a big spider web, because once you try to pull one piece of it, it's like every other string is going to come with it. Makes sense? It can get really messy, because then you ask the question, well, why is the young man on the corner selling weed? Well, why, you know what I'm saying? So you kind of get down a bunny rabbit hole, but I appreciate somebody like yourself and like you who just going to keep it 100, right? Like, that's one thing that I think needs to change. And just when I talk to these kids in these schools, the reason why I have the success that I have and I'm able to relate to them how I do is because I just keep it real. Right? Like, I'm not one of the fluffy, like, motivational speakers that's going. Now, I'm going to tell you, anything is possible. Yes, you do the work, you show up how you're supposed to, for sure. You can do anything. But at the same time, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Your actions have consequences behind them. Absolutely. And so when we're talking to our youth and trying to, how can I word this? Getting them into politics, what level of, and especially for you running for judge, right? When you're talking about how your actions have consequences, how are you able to talk to young black men and women about their actions to really paint that picture like everything ain't sweet?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I'm going to let you say this, but I need to give you your premise. All right, as a law enforcement officer, let's have some history here. So we need to stop thinking from a certain premise. John D. Rockefeller started the school system as you know it. John D. Rockefeller knew what he was doing when he started that school system, because he wanted workers. So the basic premise that you have, the same plate you eat off of, a prisoner eats off of. The same room that you sit in 8 hours a day, a prisoner sits in the same size room almost 8 hours a day in a rec room. So what I'm trying to say to you is, the premise is this. You have to begin to understand that it's you, nobody else. If you don't understand, he can help you, he can get there, but by the time you see him, And by the time you see me, you done messed up. It's too late.
For sure.
So let's understand the system that was created to keep you there. So you're inside of a school talking to people who are being trained to be in prison. The rich kids don't do that. They have Opus Dei schools. They are taught outside. They explore. Why do you think they go to those academies? Why do you think the Trumps and the Bidens and the Obamas, those schools they don't sit in class 8 hours a day. So when you begin to understand, you don't need to see me and him.
Yeah.
When parents and children begin to understand the deck ain't stacked against you, it's you stacked against you. So I'm sorry.
That's good.
No, you good. So,
The light just came on. Hurry up. You got to 20 seconds.
Okay, so I just want to directly answer your question. The first thing is when you talk about how you let folks know that their actions have consequences. So I'm a defense attorney, and I was very particular about doing that because I wanted to have those real conversations with folks. Folks think that when they come and hire a lawyer that I'm like some magician that can just make it all go away. And I'll tell you something that my dad said. He said, "Son, we are not in the business of selling dreams. What we do is we try to help you with your problem and hopefully try to help you not make that same issue in the future." And then the second point I want to make is to what we first started talking about is how you change the mindset. So I said it, and I said it before, and I'll say it again. We each have an individual responsibility to do what we can to help our neighbor. What that means is, like for me, for example, I do a lot of what you do. I do motivational speaking in the schools. I mentor. I coach. That might not be somebody else's gift. Somebody else's gift might be offering a space, for example, or whatever. But if we know what our gifts are, if we know what things we have to offer, then we can put those things on the table and make something happen. And so I really do believe that we can change mindset if we act as a collective, but also recognize what our individual gifts are and then put them together.
I love it.
And the Bible says our gifts will do what? Will make room. All right, y'all. We're going to thank you. Thank you. I wish we could go on all night with y'all, but I got some more special guests in the audience, and y'all stay and eat and do all that. Don't go nowhere. We'll be done in just a few minutes, but we'll be right back, you all. So y'all come back 2 minutes, and we'll have our other special guests to join us. So thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Oh my God, this was good. And young people, come on, bring it home.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom Inc., reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, y'all, we back. Hey, everybody, we back. Welcome back to the Heart to Heart You podcast. I know that the leaders did a lot of talking that last session, but baby, it was important, and I hope that the young people took something from that. So now we have two more amazing men on the panel that's going to speak to the hearts of the youth, whatever they have for us to answer. We will be more than willing to try and do that. So I'm gonna let this young man introduce himself. This my boy. That's my brother. Go ahead.
Good evening, Kentrell Porch. I am a mental health coach and a certified anger management specialist.
Thank you, Kentrell. And y'all, listen. I've been knowing this young man for the better part of 15 years. I remember when he performed at our book bag, one of our book bag giveaways, and I was just like, yeah, and been connected to him ever since. He came to Youth Against Violence and performed, and we just been connected. I've been watching him grow in the Lord. I've been watching what he does. Like, he is amazing. So I'm just gonna let him give you a quick synopsis of who he is. One Chance in the building.
Yeah. So my name is One Chance, and I'm a gospel rap artist, speaker. I travel around speaking to kids on a regular basis. Pretty much, that's what I do.
Yes, he's amazing too, y'all. Y'all go check him out on Instagram and watch what God is doing through him. So, young people, we're gonna shoot it back over to you all. We want to know what's on your heart.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back again. For the third time? Yeah, we got it. Right. No, but it is so happy to see y'all faces, even though it's given very much virtual. But it's okay. It's cool. We love seeing y'all. I know they're beautiful. Anyway, so for today, we will be talking about consequences of lying.
You say what, Mama?
Consequences of lying.
Consequences of lying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
I know y'all told some wild lies.
Oh wow. I'm not told a whole bunch of.
Right. It's okay. And it's okay though.
I know I did.
Right. Repentance. Ooh. It's okay because we love repenting. 7 times 7 and 7 more. Yeah.
Okay. So what? So what's the question to One Chance? What's the question?
Well, my question is, has a lie ever gotten you into like some real bad trouble?
Of course. Listen, trust me. Just a little bit of my story. I come out of the streets hustling, selling drugs, sleeping around, you name it. I was a habitual liar. And so, I think to answer your question, lying has definitely got me in some trouble. And, I have plenty of stories. I'm not sure if you wanted a story, but definitely have plenty of stories of lying, and it's definitely got me in trouble. And for sure.
Let me ask you this, man.
Okay, so it got you into trouble. What the consequence behind? Listen, I'm trying to gather it. I'm trying to gather it because I just experienced something with a friend, that really just threw me to the left with a young child. But your consequence was what? Of you lying, and to whom? I don't know if it's been to your mom or to your girlfriend, to whomever. What was that?
The consequence got me in trouble with my mom, with friends, with the police.
Okay.
Of course, I sold drugs, caught a drug charge. Of course, lying about selling drugs, end up catching a drug charge, right?
Right.
And so, of course, those consequences got me 6 months probation. My first offense. So yes.
Okay.
And so those consequences definitely got me in trouble in a lot of different ways. And then just growing up, I told lies, and the consequences are definitely going to come to you. The Bible says, whatever a man soweth, he shall also reap, right? And so I believe wholeheartedly, whatever you put out is eventually going to come back to you. And so I think more than anything, it's so important to just be honest from the get-go.
Yes.
To just be honest at the door. And I know sometimes we think that lying or telling lies, right, will get us out of certain things. But I promise you this, that if you tell one lie, then you're gonna have to tell another one.
Yeah, to cover
and you're gonna have to
it up.
tell another one to cover that one up. And you're gonna have to continue to tell lies to, try to keep yourself out of it. And it's a headache. So I realized throughout my life that it's a lot easier to just keep it 100, like my man was saying.
Keep it 100.
Let me talk to that real quick, right? Because, and literally, when I go to talk, especially like elementary school kids, when they're so young, they'll lie and not even know they're lying, right? But I'll share a story about how I lied in 3rd grade to my mom about being student of the month, right? And sometimes, like, I know I ain't the only person in the room. You lie so much, like you trying to find more lies, you forget what the original lie was that you started with, right? I want to address this. I think it is, and it goes back to, again, almost like a lack of accountability when it's the lie. Like I had to realize 8 times out of 10, maybe 7 times out of 10, the outcome is never as nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. Literally remember 8th grade, I forged my mom's signature on my report card because I had 3 F's. Like the first one I had to see, my mom signed it. The second one I had like a couple of B's. My stepdad signed it. It was terrible. But that third one, I was like, I can't let my mom find out I got 3 F's. So I'm left-handed. So I already did right good.
Shout out to the lefties.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, we strong but mighty, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, look, I'm going to go in. I'm going to do the best I can. Now, again, I'm already lying, so I'm not thinking straight because you're nervous because you're lying. I go in there. I do the worst signature in all of humanity. But I was like, don't worry about it. I'm trying to hype myself up in the lie. Take it to my teacher the next day. She don't say nothing. I think I'm good. I'm in homeroom with my boys. She says, Mr. Lester, let me see you outside. I'm like, oh, okay, what's up? She has all 3 report cards. She says, whose report cards are these or whose signatures are these? I say, my mom, my dad, and my auntie. Just lying. And she said, so your mama hasn't seen this? I said, no, ma'am. She said, don't worry about it. I'm going to go send it to her right now. The reason why I say that is because I remember, and that was a very long bus ride home, as you can imagine. It was so, I was so scared. I remember literally getting in the car because my parents was waiting for me in the car. And I got in the car and I was like, I already know what y'all getting ready to say. But I thought my mom was going, let me be politically correct. Y'all know, right? Yeah. Y'all know.
Absolutely.
But honestly, my mom was just like, give me your phone. Like, you know what you did. Get your grades back up. Now I got in trouble, but because I was so afraid of what could have happened, I conjured up all of these negative things that caused me to lie. Now, thankfully, my mama extended grace in that moment. Mm-hmm. But then again, let's look at the fall of humanity. People gonna mess up, whatever. Adam was so afraid of what God thought that he was like, I can lie. How you gonna lie to God?
Start preaching, y'all.
Like, how, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna lie to God? But sometimes as humans, and that's what, when you talk about lying, whether it's the young child that lied to both parents, and I don't know the full story, we got to deal with the accountability side of it and just realizing, bruh, 9 times out of 10, it's never as bad as you think it's going to be.
And that's 100. And like you were saying, I think sometimes we think that it's going to be worse than what it is, right? But lies, Satan started it, right?
Yep.
The Bible says that Satan, he's the father of lies,
Yes.
right? And so it began with Satan.
Yes.
So at the beginning, right, the Bible says that we're born into sin, shaping into iniquity. So at the beginning, the enemy is talking into our mind, just like he tried to do with Eve, right? Just like he did with Eve, right? He told her, hey, listen, if you eat from this tree, what did God say about this, right? Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, he told us to not eat from this, right? And so y'all know the story. But basically, the matter is, it goes all the way back to Satan, and he's always telling us, listen, if you do this instead of that, then you're going to get this result, not realizing that, bro, you're going to always get the result. You're going to always get the result, the negative result from lying. You'll never get the truth, or you'll never get the real or the right result from telling lies, right? Or doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And so in a nutshell, yeah, for sure.
Man. I want you to speak to this because I do know a story, in reference to you. Man. Can he got a mic?
Oh, that's what I thought.
Okay. So, but to speak to the young lady that I'm mentor, she's like my little niece. She's amazing, intelligent. Y'all, I can't tell you how intelligent this young lady is. Like, she is 7 years old and will have a full-blown conversation with you intelligently, like real talk. This little young girl, I'm amazed, by her sometimes. And then I just be looking like, girl, but she has a way of, she crosses that line. Now she don't cross that line. She jump over the line, and she wreaked a little havoc in her household. She has her this household, and she has another, and she wreaked havoc, and it caused a bad situation. And so at 7 years old, being able to be so intelligent that you're just stupid behind what the choices you make, I'm blown away by these young people. They're younger and younger with their choices of just saying, hey, yeah, I did this but really didn't do that, or yeah, I said, or I did this and didn't do it, or so on and so forth. 7. Mari, you're 11 years old. I know a couple stories. I know. What do you think, or how do you feel about lying? Have you gotten in trouble for lying as of late?
Yeah.
Speak loud.
Yeah, I got in trouble for lying.
What did you get in trouble for?
Doing gang signs on TikTok.
I can't hear you.
Doing gang signs on TikTok and
throwing up gang signs on TikTok. Okay.
I've been there before. Don't worry, man. It's okay.
Make sure you don't feel down that road.
Terrible. I've been there before.
I haven't.
Yeah, a lot of us have.
Okay.
I have.
So
a lot of youth.
So throwing up gang signs on TikTok, on social media, right?
Yes,
and what was your consequence?
Got my phone taken. And just in punishment, and just don't. I just get my phone back when I'm 14.
I can't hear you.
I just get my phone back when I'm 14, and.
Oh, so you don't get the phone back till you're 14? Woo, child.
That's a big time.
11.
And I want to say this too. A lot of times we think that it's not known. Like, we think that.
That's exactly what it was.
We think that. So if your parent is coming to you about something, or if somebody's coming to you about something,
they know.
9 out of 10 times they already know, right?
Know.
I remember, I'll tell this short story. I have a nephew. So I'm of course I'm from Asheville, North Carolina. I'm not sure if you knew that.
Yes.
But so I go back home to visit. I went and got some groceries. I was staying over at my brother's house. My nephew was there. He's like 14 years old, right? And so I get some groceries. I get some Snickers, ice cream bars. And so I know how many is in there, right? And so my mindset to him is this. Look, you got whatever's in there. Just make sure you ask me about it, right? Let me know about this. So instead of coming to me about it, he goes and steals one, and then 2. And so I'm like, all right, bro. I go and talk to him, and I'm like, bro, did you steal? Did you take some ice cream bar? And he's pleading. He's like, no, I didn't do it. I promise you. Basically, my brother is gone off somewhere. It's me and him in the house like the whole weekend. I'm like, bro, is there a ghost in here? Because I promise you, I didn't eat those. So I'm telling him in my heart, I'm like, bro, all I really want you to do is tell me the truth. Like, just keep it 100 with me. I'm not even mad at you about it. Just really tell me the truth. And at the end of the day, he finally confessed and was like, yo, I took the ice cream bars. And I'm like, bro, that's all I wanted. I really wanted you to tell the truth. That's it. You know what I mean? Just let me know. Just like in the garden when God said, hey, Adam, where are you? You feel me? And I believe as if he didn't already know, right? I believe God's whole heart was like, bro, I just want you to tell me the truth, bro. Just keep it 100 with me. Yeah. Like, a lot of times we think that lying is going to get us out of a situation when really it's going to dig us deeper in the dirt, right? And so I've learned along the journey that if you keep it 100 the first time, you don't have to worry about another lie once again. And you don't have to. A lot of times the consequence, I think you said something like this, the consequence really ain't as bad as we think it is. You might get on punishment. Some things might happen. But at least I think you can rest a little bit at night knowing that you ain't, because when I was telling lies, I was up late at night like, man, I hope they don't find out. I hope they don't. So now you worrying yourself about them finding out, right? Instead of just saying, you know what, I did that, my bad. Do what you gonna do with me. You might get a whooping, but at the end of the day, at least you kept it 100. You know what I mean?
And I tell y'all, God gave me this saying, and I have it on a shirt now. It says, accountability is your responsibility. You have to be accountable. You have to be responsible. Accountability is your responsibility. You have to take responsibility for your actions. You have to be held accountable for your actions. And in, being responsible about that, you know what I'm saying, you make better decisions. You look at things from a different perspective. You forecast. You understand? I just tell kids all the time, like, forecast. Think about the consequences of this lie you about to tell. You understand? I'm finna get my butt whooped. I'm finna get my phone 5 seconds. I'm about to get my butt whooped. I'm about to get on punishment. I ain't gonna have my phone. All these things. That was just 3 seconds. Those consequences of you telling that one lie. So forecast. Think about what you're going to say. If you did it, be responsible about what you did. Own it. Own it. Because I promise you, it's not worse than what's gonna happen if you lie. You're gonna get a beating on top of a beating because you not did it. Then you lied about it. You understand? I told my little mentee, I said, you gotta earn my trust back now. And I tell you, her feelings were so hurt because I can't trust you. Because what you did, your actions, your lies caused this action to take place. And I don't know if you would do that to me. You understand what I'm saying? So earn. And then that's another thing. You got to start earning people's trust back again. Who wants to keep going, wondering if somebody believed them? If somebody, people can trust, what they're saying. Nobody wants to do that. That's too much. That's too much. I don't want to keep trying to earn your trust back after I lied to you. So always be responsible about your stuff. Did you have something to say? I know Stefan has something to say.
No, I think everybody covered pretty much. What it said, it doesn't have to be doesn't need to be repeated.
Right.
But I will say, with those consequences, you have to be young man, young lady enough, man, woman enough to accept those consequences. Sometimes, they're not the greatest. I mean, could I live with getting my phone taken? Probably so. Could I live with not going somewhere for a time or two? Maybe. But when it gets past that stuff, think about a lot of the things that you would give up, even at a young age. And just because we are young people, don't think that, I can get away with this and not do that. No, because eventually it'll come around. It may not come around immediately. Yeah, but down the line, those things can come back. Yeah. So, it's like, you've heard a lot of us say, and you've heard your parents say, think about what you're going to, think about what you're doing, think about what you're about to lie about. And if you can forecast it out, and it doesn't take very long, 3 seconds is not a long time to keep you from getting into a world of trouble.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this too, y'all, because, not only does, the punishment and all that stuff happens, people, when you're lying in situations and people can get hurt in those situations. People, if you lie to one person and then that person think you lie, they're going to come try to front somebody else about something and things happen and it goes left, people can get hurt behind a lie. People do get hurt behind a lie. So please make sure the light is blinking. Make sure that y'all are being responsible about who y'all are. Character is so important. I don't want people to look at me as a liar. I don't want people to look at me like I'm I want people to be able to trust what I'm saying to them when I say it. Okay? All right, y'all. I think we are at the end. We're finna eat some hamburgers. I put my foot in some hamburgers, y'all. I made some homemade hamburgers, so y'all, we finna eat. But y'all, please come back. Is the next one, Debbie? May the 28th, right? Our next Heart to Heart, Youth Heart to Heart podcast will be May 28th, and we look forward to seeing y'all. Thank y'all. Thank Chance, Contrell, our young people. Thank Zane and Terry and all of our guests. We thank you so much. Thank you, Felix, for hosting us, always being gracious and hosting us here at TV 1061 and the Wisdom Inc. channel. Y'all go check us out on the Heart to Heart podcast, a YouTube channel. Welcome to the Village, Wisdom Inc. Y'all check out One Chance on Instagram. He's doing great things. Check out Stefan on Instagram. He's doing great things. And these young people, Contrell, everybody. Y'all check us out. We love y'all. Until next time, we're out.